What's up, everybody? Got the boys back there. They're doing that geometry dash. Such smart kids.
I'm trying to help him on the 3rd level. I can't get farther than 12%. I suck at that game.
Hold on. Guys, come here and watch me.
Anyway, I'm going to pick up some fish here in a little bit. We're going to pick up some goldfish that are going out in the pond. And then we're going to pick up 2 large plecos. Apparently they're about a foot. I haven't seen any of these fish yet, so I don't know what they look like. So I want to talk to you guys about this monster right here. It's just a battery powered air pump. Can't even hear it running. So quiet. But guys, I definitely recommend you get one of these, especially if you're running sponge filters in your tank. Because all you do is just hook this up to the sponge filter if you get a power outage, and you're going to have filtration in your tank if you're running those. I only have one of these. I should probably have more, but I only have one. But this is what I use when I run around and pick up fish from different places. So there's this. And I'm going to grab an arrow stone to hook up on the end here. I got one laying in the other room I got to pick up. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to take my 5-gallon bucket. And we're going to go get us some goldfish and some plecos. And I'm going to have to figure out how to acclimate these plecos because they're out in the freezing cold right now. That water's probably in the 50s, I'm guessing, where these fish are. They were in a pond. The guy had intended to take them out, but unfortunately he's military, so he's moving and has nothing to put them in because everything's packed. So I'm gonna run over there, grab these plecos, and they're gonna live in the 240 with my other plecos. I'm a pleco junkie, I love them. And then we're gonna grab some goldfish and throw those in the pond. So let me get over there and we'll see what we got. It's a mystery to me, it's a mystery to you, and hopefully he doesn't mind us filming for the channel. Here we go. Alright, so I picked these guys up. I'm out of breath carrying these in. Massive. That's one word to describe them. So here we are. What I'm going to do with these guys, I'm going to drip them. I'm actually going to get an air pump on this sponge filter real quick. That actually fell in there. So my air pump's ruined. Oh well, it's worth it. So I'm going to hook this up to an air pump real quick. Let's get some water filtered in there real quick while I drip them. And go from there. Alright, so these guys are kind of in bad shape here. I've got 3 beautiful plecostomus, but they're so cold, they're just not very responsive. So right now what I'm doing is I'm putting the water from this tank into here, and then I'm siphoning out the water as I'm doing it. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to get the temperature up in this tub. These guys were living in water that was about 60 degrees, pretty cold, especially for a pleco. So right now I'm just kind of sucking up all the junk that's in here, trying to get these guys used to the water in there. So I'm pulling water out as I'm actually putting water in this little 1/4-inch line. So right now it's just a matter of getting their temperature up. The goldfish, acclimated them pretty quickly, I mean 10 minutes. And they were in the pond and the water was already freezing cold, so I didn't have to do a whole lot. But anyway, I'm going to show you these guys here in a minute. And before you buy a plecostomus, I really want you to see how big these things really are. There's certain types, you know, we got sailfins in here and common plecos that, you know, these fish here are almost 2 feet long, so they're massive. So we want to make sure that we're getting the right fish for our tanks. This does not belong in a 29-gallon tank. To give you an idea, these fish were born last January. They were living in a high, in a system that had high nutrients in it. So they were constantly feeding and just growing massively. So I'm going to show you, in February they were this big. I'm going to pull these guys out and actually show you how big they are here in a minute. So it's been about 20 minutes. We're still trying to get these guys up to temp. Don't want to do this fast like. You want to take your time. I know that this temp gun is pretty accurate. You can see it's just a general. It's nothing expensive, but see I'm running about 69.9 there. And let me show you up here in the tank. 79.3. And when I brought my brother's, you know, big old fancy thermometer over here, it was about the same as what this little gun was. So anyway, we're not bringing them up too fast. It seems to be about perfect. So I'm trying to dry out the air pump. Oops. I put that black bag right there over this because I went from one side of town to the other with the fish in here and no lids. So I just didn't want water all over my car. And so I put the black trash bag over it. This guy's breathing pretty heavy, but it's not anything terminal, it doesn't look like. These two are just kind of there relaxing. I am going to pull these out and actually show you how big these fish really are and why you should be careful about what plecostomus you put in your tank. So I'll pull these out shortly and actually show you how big they really are. These guys there will be going into 240 soon enough. I'm actually filling this tank as I'm filling this and draining this. That's a lot going on. So alright guys, give me a few minutes. Well, I guess it's instant for you. It's a few minutes for me. I'm going to try and get these guys up to temp, and we'll pull them out and actually show them to you. They've had a long night, stressed out, but I'm going to pull them and show you how big they really are. So give me a few minutes. Alright guys, temperatures is a couple degrees off, but I've got to get these guys out of here. So just to give you an idea how big this fish is, before you buy a Pleco, know what you're buying. These fish are not doing too good in this bucket, so I mean, you can take a look at that thing. It is massive. So I'm hoping that they're going to make it through the night. Plecos are generally pretty tough fish, but we're going to see how they do. And that's not the biggest one. Here we go with another one. This is one heavy, fat Pleco. Probably about 15 inches, 16 inches. I'm going to put them in there and just let them rip. You can see how that one is over there. He's just kind of struggling right now. So that one's the worst off out of all of these. And let's pull the last one out of here. This guy's a beefy son of a gun. Now guys, these things are as long as my arm, to give you an idea, and this one's really strong. So, before you buy a Pleco, that's how big they're gonna get. That's my arm. So, watch what you're buying. You cannot buy a plecostomus, you know, a Sailfin or a common, for a 29-gallon tank. That wouldn't go in a 55. You're pushing it on a 75. That needs a massive tank. So this is 240 gallons with another 70 gallons in the sump. So I'm running 310 gallons through this tank. So beautiful fish. I'm hoping that they're going to pull through here, but time will tell. Alright guys, I really appreciate you watching, and don't forget to subscribe, hit the button right there, and that guy right there will say bye today. Say bye, buddy. Say bye. Say bye. Not interested at all, are you? Look at those things, they're just huge. Alright guys, talk to you later. Peace.